If you've been following Apple TV Plus's Down Cemetery Road, you know that the first season took us on an absolutely wild ride. We watched as Sarah, just a regular woman, got pulled into this investigation that uncovered some seriously dark government secrets. And alongside private detective Zoe Bohm, these two had to face off against assassins and government agents throughout all 8 episodes. Now, the season wrapped up on a bittersweet note for both of them. But here's the thing, it definitely left the door open for more. So what can we expect from a potential season 2? Let's break it down. Renewal status and release date. First things first, has Apple TV Plus renewed the show yet? Unfortunately, not yet. There's been no official announcement about season 2, but if it does get the green light, we're probably looking at an early 2027 release date on the streaming service. So yeah, we might have to wait a bit, but trust me, it could be worth it. Season 2 plot, a brand new case. So what would season 2 actually be about? Well, in the first season, Sarah and Zoe were investigating the disappearance of a young girl named Dinah. By the end, they managed to save her and expose this whole secret weapons program the government was running. Pretty intense, right? But here's where it gets interesting. The show is based on Mick Herron's book of the same name, and that's actually the first book in what's called the Oxford Investigation series. There are 4 books total. So season 2 could pull from any of these remaining books. The most likely source, The Last Voice You Hear. Most likely, though, the creators will adapt the second book in the series, The Last Voice You Hear. In this story, Zoe investigates the suspicious death of a woman, but things get way more complicated because the killer has apparently set their sights on her. So now she's racing against time to solve the case before she becomes the next victim herself. Sarah's role, a major change from the books. Now here's something really interesting. In the book, The Last Voice You Hear, Sarah doesn't actually appear. In fact, she doesn't show up until the 4th book, Smoke and Whispers, where she finds Zoe's dead body and investigates her murder. Pretty dark, right? But considering the show's creators would definitely want both Sarah and Zoe back for season 2, we can expect some major changes from the source material. And actually, actress Ruth Wilson has already expressed her desire to return as Sarah, which means that even if the second book is the basis for season 2, they'll make space for Sarah to be part of the investigation. So we'll get to see this duo continue working together. Returning cast members. Since Down Cemetery Road is expected to follow a case-per-season format, season 2 will bring us a completely new cast of characters surrounding the new mystery. But let's talk about who we can expect to see return. The core duo, Emma Thompson and Ruth Wilson. Obviously, we'll most likely see Emma Thompson back as Zoe Bohm and Ruth Wilson returning as Sarah Trafford. These two are the heart of the show, so they're pretty much guaranteed to return. Supporting characters who could return. Joshua James's Wayne might come back too. He became really important to Zoe's investigation in season 1, and he could become an indispensable asset moving forward. The first season finale also sees Hamza, played by Adil Akhtar, and C, played by Darren Boyd, surviving the whole ordeal, though in completely different ways. There's definitely a chance they could reprise their roles to maintain continuity with season 1 and give the audience something familiar to look forward to. Tom Riley's Mark unlikely return. As for Tom Riley's character Mark, he might also return in the context of Sarah's storyline, though honestly, the chances are pretty low. The way Sarah throws her ring away at the end of season 1, it doesn't really look like she has any intention of going back to her husband. Fahinti Balogun's Amos a ghostly return. Now here's something fascinating. The season 1 finale says goodbye to Fahinti Balogun's Amos, but that doesn't mean the door is completely closed on his return. According to the storyline of The Last Voice You Hear, which remember might be the source material for season 2, Zoe is haunted by the act of killing a man. It has a severe psychological impact on her, and it's an important part of her storyline. So if the second season leans into this trauma, we could actually see Amos appearing as Zoe's ghost. How creepy would that be? New faces for a new mystery. Of course, A new case will bring new victims and suspects, which means fresh faces will be joining the chaotic universe of the Oxford investigations. Character development, Zoe and Sarah's growing relationship. While solving the mystery gives us a lot of the thrills in Down Cemetery Road, the show also really relies on the characters and their personal journeys to develop its narrative. We get these glimpses into their personal lives that let us sympathize with them and root for them. Building their partnership. Season 2 will continue to build on this character study, especially when it comes to Sarah and Zoe's relationship. The first season is really just an introduction. Both of them are trying to follow their own paths, which end up colliding unwittingly by the end. With Season 2, their detective skills are expected to work together as they begin to actually get to know each other as friends and co-workers. Zoe's post-traumatic stress. With Zoe, we'll see a different side of her grief, especially as she struggles with the post-traumatic stress of killing a person. And here's the thing, while Amos may have been a villain, he was still a human being. Killing him saved Zoe's life, but that doesn't make her feel any better about it. So as Zoe tries to come to terms with the fact that she's taken a life, we'll see her wrestling with some really heavy emotional stuff. Sarah's new beginning. Meanwhile, Sarah will be embarking on a new personal and professional journey. With her jerk of a husband out of the picture, she can finally begin to focus on herself. The events of the first season gave her a taste of detective life, and it seems like she really likes it, so Season 2 will have her settling into this new role. Exploring Zoe's past. A new season will also give us the opportunity to gain more insight into Zoe's past, offering a fuller picture of who she is and where she comes from. And honestly, I think that's what makes this show so compelling. It's not just about the mysteries they're solving, but about these two women finding themselves and each other along the way. So that's everything we know, and everything we can theorize about Down Cemetery Road Season 2. It's a waiting game now to see if Apple TV Plus will give us that renewal announcement. But if they do, it looks like we're in for another intense, emotional, and thrilling ride with Sarah and Zoe. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like and subscribe for more updates on Down Cemetery Road and all your favorite shows.